this video, we're going to be starting this tiny sketchbook for a new year. We're also going to be taking down the word of the year was magic for last year. So stick around and see what the word of the year is. And if you have a word of the year, let me know in the comments below. 2025 is already shaping up to be expansive and a big year, and we haven't even went very far yet, but sometimes that's just how life and art work. So this is where it all began with this tiny sketchbook, and I'll put a video up in the channel where it started a expressive and experimental drawing practice in 15 minutes or less a day. So I'm going to be starting a new one. So right now I have a pretty clean desk, so there's nothing around me. Usually when I'm doing something small and I'm in my longer and larger works and I want to go to my sketchbook, I just use what's around me, but I'm just going to grab things from the shelf, from these shelves, and see what's there. And this is just a real, this small sketchbook is really just about showing up to the moment and the mark and how it feels. I'm not really doing much but like getting out my feeling. That's why I like these small sketchbooks. You have to be more immediate because it's small. You can't really belabor it. So I'm just starting this new sketchbook, although it's already been a little bit worked on, but it's new for me. I always like to draw some kind of symbol on the cover and let it kind of get messy over the time I work with it. I'm not like paying attention to the pristineness. Also, when I'm working on the side, I want it to be fast and immediate. That's why I choose the small size for this exercise. So we're gonna start a new page, and in relation to intuition, I'm just gonna go. That's probably too much paint. And I'm not really thinking here, you know. What I'm looking for myself personally in this kind of small experimental expressive drawing practice is just how the materials move across the page, how I'm feeling in relation to making the marks, because every day is different. That's why I always encourage a daily practice, even if it's small, because you never know what the little thing is going to open up to the big thing. It's just the nature of nature. So we're really just having a moment and having an experience. I probably will I do like to add collage. So I just have like this bin of scraps. I keep scraps around handy. And then I'm just gonna pull something and then see how it fits. Now, these smaller moments are all going towards larger experiences. This is just an exercise, a way to keep fresh daily. Although they can stand alone, and that becomes a different conversation. It's all about you and as the creator and the artist, and how you decide. It's a decision-making process, all of this, and it's repetition over time. It's how you choose to show up to the moment and the mark and make that expression. And you know, this is more about how I stay in the process of it all, but it doesn't mean it's the only thing. There's layers and levels to it all. I think that's important to stress. But in relationship to how I've integrated my art practice over time is I need a small immediate moment in order to stay with it. but there's definitely different ways to pick it apart, and there's definitely different ways to come to the page. But it's learning to trust yourself over time is really what the key, like the secret sauce is here. So I'm just using a matte gel for the glue, but you know, it's just a mixture of broken pastels, ripped pages, some paint, and some pencils. It's not anything serious. You want to kind of keep it loose and free, and kind of gauge the energy. So for me, I want to move now onto the next page. So I'll put some paper in between it. These are just 4x6 cards. And I just want to maybe, give myself another moment. Maybe I'll start with a Sharpie. Really like these chisel tip Sharpies. And I'll look at the two pages, even though they're small, kind of as one, or they like play off of each other. So they both like kind of build the relationships, even though they're different. There is some similarity. And that's gonna probably change daily the more you engage with yourself. Especially, it definitely will change over time. So we're looking for like color, line, shape, and form, but I want to like keep the automatic flowing. And I have a video on automatic drawing, which is a couple years old, and I was just looking at it this morning. It's a really great little video, and I'll put that up in the cards there for you if you haven't seen it. I was looking back on it and realizing, yeah, there it is. I don't know if you've ever looked back in life and you realized you missed an opportunity in your art or your life. But you look back and you said, oh yeah, there it is. And so it's fun when we can reclaim those moments and really realize like it was all right there. Sometimes it's scary though to look, right? So we learn to like face ourselves in the process here. And just kind of like free flow into the experience. It's really about letting go this experimental, raw, abstract, expressive, emotional work, right? So we learn to open up to all of it, the energy, the emotion, and a little bit goes a long way over time. That's why I always stress the daily practice, because I'm a testament to that. If you look back at my channel, which I was scarily looking back at my channel because I started and stopped this thing so many times out of my own fear, but I've really come a long way. So I know it's possible for you out there if you're looking to just start something. Or try again, right? Because sometimes we start and stop. I know I did. But there's always ways to keep moving through and just like show up to the expression. It doesn't have to be much. I'm usually paying attention to the energy and then I'll flip the page. That's just how I work. But so maybe I want a slower experience because I was going kind of faster. It doesn't, to have an intensity, it doesn't always have to be fast. There can be a gentle intensity. But really it's just, I love just feeling color on the page. It's a real simple thing. So it can be as simple as that, and just having the experience and giving yourself the opportunity to take the time. And then it does develop more complexly, and then you as the artist and creative can really take it where you want it to go. And that is a lifelong, lifetime process. So it's just like the smaller moment. It's creating an opportunity to just teach us about how to express, because sometimes we could be locked up to what it is or maybe judging it too much, but we're just like allowing ourselves to let go here. And then, you know, that's gonna eventually inform larger decisions over time. And that's all it really is. But not really, but I guess maybe not all, but a lot of it is just continuing the practice over time, building out the experience, paying attention to the emotionality, learning to let go and trust yourself in the process. If you're looking for this type of like experimental work, you know, I would say I create more experimental and expressive work, and it's taking me a long time to like trust myself. And of course, you know, my work is always changing, and I'm always having a new conversation with it, because, you know, just like living, it's not always easy, and some days are gonna be more fruitful than others, and it's the same thing for our art practice, really. And now, just and once I think over time you get used to like what your materials are, and you don't have to think about it so much. Maybe in the beginning, if you're starting out, you're gonna like have to consider it more, but when you that's why you stay in your daily practice, you kind of can grow a lot with just making the decisions, and it's not like a big deal. I remember when I used to be so afraid to just make a mark, but now that's completely changed. So there you have it. My word of the year is elevate. I'd love to hear what your word of the year is if you do that sort of thing. Last year my word was magic, and there was a lot of magic despite it all. The reminder to always stay present this year is elevate. Let's take it to the next level, baby, in art and living, in our creativity, and just in how we want to show up and fully express ourselves. And that's what I encourage you to do, to take it to the next level, even if it's a little, to push yourself past that fear, to open more to wonder, curiosity, magic, and mystery.